Hello peeps and welcome back to Skyfactory with Friends, episode 3. It's just me and Grandma right now.
Hello.
So, we haven't really done a whole lot. We built a second sieve, we started processing a whole bunch of gravel and dirt and stuff. And we had the farm growing out over here, but we had a friend that showed up and kind of wrecked some of our farm for us, so he's in a fence now. We do have quite a bit of magical essence dust, and nature essence. Someone made an artificial hive. We got some melons going. We have a bunch of watermelon juice here, which is really awesome stuff. Look at that. 3 hunger off of that. And you get the bottle back. How awesome is that? So, we have come to the conclusion that we are tired of doing stuff by hand. We want to get some automation going here. But before we do that, let's come over here and take a look at this. Until I can come up with something better in-game, this is how we're going to track all of the progress. These are the challenges for Tier 1 of Skyfactory. Build a cobble gem. Well, we've done that. Automate a cobble gem. We did that. Put a silkworm into a tree. We did that. Build a sieve. We did that. Collect rain in a barrel. We did that. Build a house, that's going to be these other guys, because when I build houses on servers, things go wrong. Build an ink farm. We can do it, it's just time-consuming. Build a second layer underneath the first layer that you started on. Well, we actually did do that. You can kind of see it. It's not very well lit at the moment, but it is there. Build a slime farm. Haven't done it. Trophy room. Haven't done it. Open 10 lucky blocks. Lucky blocks are these things here. They're crafted with a dropper and gold ingots. Lucky blocks can give you a whole bunch of random stuff. It can also spawn really, really nasty things. So lucky blocks are the kind of things that you do when you have a good, safe place to do it. Wirelessly transmit power. Well, that requires Tesseracts. We don't have them yet. Turn pink into power. Yeah, you actually can turn pink into power, as silly as that sounds. There's a generator that does it. Get power from 3 different fuels. Store liquid without a bucket. Well, I kind of already did that earlier when I put the force in the barrel over there. Build a farm using a harvester and a planter from Mine Factory Reloaded. We're going to get to that soon. Automate a sieve. We're going to get to that real soon. Use a turtle to automate something. I'm not very good with turtles. We'll get to it eventually.
I'm alright.
Use a transition plane to make a farm. We're going to do that. And Cat is yelling in the background again. Make a pigman-based gold farm. It's not too hard. Store 1 million cobblestone in a deep storage unit. Yes, that is a thing. This is a Tier 1 challenge. Create 3 different types of experience farms. We kind of have one over there. Build an automatic lava collection facility using crucibles. Well, that's pretty easy. Fly. The notes on that say, void sandwiches, while tasty, do not count. Void sandwiches, by the way, meaning, you know the old skyblock trick where you get really, really hungry and you need to restore your health, so you jump off into the void, and when you respawn you have full health? Yeah. Void sandwich. Patchy, shut up. I wish I had my water bottle, but I don't. Build a village large enough to spawn iron golems. Collect 5 blaze spawners from the nether. This one could be interesting, because I don't know if we have it set up so that the nether is a void or not. So I don't know if that's even possible. Stupid cat. Fill a dirt chest to max. The dirt chest 9000. Listen to jazz listen to vintage jazz, I guess, on a radio from OpenBlocks. Wear a monocle. Take a cookie from a cookie jar. Measure your base with a tape measure. And fill a trophy room with each color of wool, a walrus, full sets of armor out of 8 different materials, 20 different seeds from magic crops, and 20 unique force flasks with different animals in each one. These are the Tier 1s. What? Oh, we got a loot bag. let's check out which one this is. It's tier 2. We got a stencil, worthless. A shiny ingot, cool. 2 force shards, 3 claws, 3 diamonds, 2 more claws, and 4 redstone. So that was actually a good loot bag, except for this stencil, which...
Oh, I was going to paint my name on the wall.
It was in the shape of a heart. So,
use it for the eye.
Dragon set up a couple of things for us while I was not recording earlier. He has a couple of recipes in here. First of all, he's got a full set of wooden armor for me. So now we're both outfitted in full wood armor.
I have a leather cap.
You have a leather cap. But he also got us some Mine Factory Reloaded rubber trees, which you get from rubber seeds that you can get out of sieving the dirt. I think we have one left somewhere, probably in the seed chest over there. But you plant the rubber trees, you grow the rubber trees, you cut those down, they give you raw rubber, you cook that and you get rubber bars, you cook it again to get raw plastic, and you combine 4 raw plastic to get plastic sheets. It also requires a couple of eyes of ender, which is just an ender pearl and blaze powder. We have plenty of ender pearls. And this factory machine block, which is just 3 stone and 3 plastic sheets to get 3 factory machine blocks. So we have everything we need to make a deep storage unit. Let's go ahead and make one. Factory block, shut up cat.
That's the main part of it all.
Eyes of ender. And ender pearls gives us 4 deep storage units. Well, what are we going to do with 4 deep storage units? Well, we're going to come over here and we're going to hook them up to this. Pop. What is that?
I don't know.
You must put an upgrade in there. So let's go ahead and pop the deep storage unit on there. And is that going to fill like that? Yes, it is. So, this was a structural Mark 1. Whatever that is. I don't know. Anyway, so this is going to store all of our cobblestone for us now. We can now store much more than 64 stacks of cobblestone, which is awesome. I'm not sure what the capacity on a deep storage is, but it's lots.
It's like 2 billion.
Yeah, it's like 2 billion. Whatever the max for 16-bit numeric is. So, lots. We also have 4 weak essence, 4 dirt, and some seeds. We take these and we combine these together just so. This is going to get us our earth seeds, which if we come over here and plant them next to our melons and our sugarcane, it's going to give us an earth element crop. And I'm just going to let this grow for right now, just the normal way, because I don't feel like sitting here standing on a watering can. But these things give you earth element dust. Earth element dust, or whatever it's called, when you combine 4 of those together, it gives you 32 dirt. So this gives you a way to farm dirt that doesn't require you to... What are you doing, cat? I don't want to know. That doesn't require you to sit there and throw saplings into a barrel, which is awesome. We also need to automate these sieves, because I am tired of standing around these things clicking. You do this using an autonomous activator, which is from thermal expansion. An autonomous activator is crafted like so. It's a piston, a pneumatic servo, a couple of tin, and a chest. Well, we have everything we need to get that. We might just have to process a few things up. So we need a couple of tin. We're going to need a couple more iron. We need some redstone, and then we're going to need some sand. Yeah, that number there is how much the autonomous activator will store.
The deep storage unit.
Or the deep storage unit, rather. You know, we don't have any glass, do we?
No, we do not.
We have a steadfast drone? Where'd he come from? We already have iron and tin, though. Only one piece of tin, though.
I can get some glass.
Well, there's something else that I want to do, and this has been bugging me. Do we have any gold?
We only have the broken ore.
We have pulverized gold ore. We can use this. That'll get us 10 gold dust. We'll cook up 8 of this gold dust, and this is going to get us some gold. Once we get that... Ow. Hi.
How much glass do you need?
Eventually lots, but for right now it's not too big a deal. Gold, when used to make force ingots, gives you 3 instead of 2. So, it's better to use gold to make your force ingots. Cat, if you don't hush... Let's see, is there a spray on this? Nope, I might have to actually just chuck something at the cat to get him to shut up. What do I have I can throw at an annoying kitty? I have a plastic fork. Okay, so I'm going to wait for one of these furnaces to get done, and then I'm going to break that furnace off, which means I need a pickaxe. You have a pickaxe on you? Wait, there's a wood one here. We're good.
I didn't have one anyways.
Okay, I'm going to break this furnace out. This has been annoying the crap out of me, so... Over here, on this crafting table, we're going to put the furnace there, 2 iron there, 3 force ingots like that, and that's going to get us a force furnace. Force furnaces are nice for 2 reasons. Number 1, they retain their fuel level. So, it works kind of like an industrial craft furnace, where if you put some gold ore dust in here, for example, it's going to process the 2 gold ore dust, and it is faster than a regular furnace, but when it stops running, it's going to remember the fuel level, and it's not going to burn anymore, so you're not wasting charcoal anymore. Number 2, it automatically ejects to an adjacent inventory, so it put the 2 gold in here.
Nice.
So we'll go ahead and get ourselves a little bit of iron. And we'll throw some tin in there too. We should have some glass by now. Yep, plenty. Get the iron and the tin. So we need to make a pneumatic servo, which is just like so. We need to make a piston, which is some wood, some redstone, some iron, and some cobblestone. Gee, I wonder where I'm going to get some cobblestone from. Not like we have 6,000 of it stored. What the hell? I went to pull a stack of cobblestone out, and it filled my inventory with it. I'm not sure why.
Cool.
Oh, yeah,
check
the
that out.
crafting station? Yeah, it pulls from the adjacent inventory. I've actually been meaning to change this thing into a crafting station for a while, because it's really cool. No shift, no middle click functionality, though. And there's plenty of glass in there, so...
Oh, there.
Alright, so... we need a piston, which is 3 wood, 4 cobble, piece of redstone, and a piece of iron. There we go. And we need 2 tin, we need a chest. That gets us an autonomous activator. When we put this thing down, which we're going to do over here, see this side here that looks like it's gaping open and closed?
Mm-hmm.
that is the activation side. Now, I really hope breaking this thing with a pickaxe isn't going to destroy it.
Well, we'll find out.
Nope. No destruction. So, if we put it like that, it's going to work on the sieve, now that it's pointing at the sieve. If we activate this, you can see it's right-clicking. It's not sneaking, it's aiming at its level. And, well, configuration doesn't really matter too much. That's just how you feed items into it if you want to. But, what this thing is going to do is if we come over here and grab some of this gravel that I've got hidden over here, we throw that gravel in this autonomous activator, it's going to right-click that gravel into the sieve, and now it's going to process it for us. However, there's a slight problem. It vomits stuff all over the place. So we need a way to make it stop doing that. We'll get us some stone, make a few slabs, and if you do this with stone, you get a stone barrel. Not unlike the wooden barrels we have over there. However, a stone barrel is lava safe. You can pour lava in it, and it's not going to burn. If you try pouring lava into a wooden barrel, it will take it for a little bit, but the barrel will quickly catch fire. Hey! Where's the bucket? Where are the buckets? There's the bucket. We've got some lava that we've been cooking up here. We'll put the lava in this barrel. Right there. Get some water from our infinite water source and pour it over top of the barrel. There's obsidian in the barrel now. That's how you get obsidian.
I was thinking about that earlier.
Now, what do we need the obsidian for? Well, we need to make a hopper. But not just any hopper. We need to make ourselves, let's see, we've got some pulverized iron ore in here. I'm going to combine this up, because we need a few more bars of iron. Probably just like 7 or so. What do we need the hopper for? Because we're going to make a vacuum hopper. The vacuum hopper requires an ender pearl, a piece of obsidian, which is why we need the obsidian, and a hopper. That gives us enough iron. Let's go ahead and get this. Put that in there like that. Grab an ender pearl. By the way, we've had some pretty tremendous luck with sifting gravel. We got 7 diamonds and 5 emeralds. Crazy luck. Ender pearl, obsidian, hopper, vacuum hopper. Vacuum hoppers work kind of like transposers did in the old days, in that they will suck up stuff that's near them. So if we put a chest right here, we'll put the vacuum hopper on top of the chest, and then we access this thing's interface, and this interface is a little bit wonky. To make this work, you have to tell it which side it's allowed to output from. If you hold down right-click, you can move this. The face that's highlighted is the face that's towards you. So we need to move this up, and we need to click on the bottom of this. Or I guess the face that's highlighted is the face that you're interacting with. We need to click on the bottom of it to tell it that you can put stuff into the bottom output. And now it's going to store all that stuff in the chest for us. So anytime something drops on the ground in the vicinity of this thing, the vacuum hopper is going to suck it up. Pretty neat, huh? And it's not just items, it'll suck up experience too. That's what this is for.
Now I want to throw stuff into it.
I know, isn't it fun? Just watching the stuff get pulled up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we're not done yet. I want to build another machine, and this is getting into the thing that I was saying I don't think many people who play this mod pack are familiar with yet, or know is possible. I want to build a pulverizer from thermal expansion. Pulverizer requires a piston, 2 flint, a couple of copper, and a redstone reception coil, which is just redstone and gold. Well, we got the gold. We can get some copper. Go ahead and throw the copper in there. We got 3 out of the 4 iron that we need, so we'll throw 1 more iron in here too. We'll grab our 2 copper. Then over here we're going to make ourselves a redstone reception coil. We need a piston. There we go. We'll grab the iron out of there. We need 1 more iron, actually. There's that. And 4 iron, 4 glass, and I always get this part of the recipe wrong. A piece of gold gives you your machine frame. Machine frame with the piston on top, the redstone reception coil there, your 2 copper there, and your flint there gives you your pulverizer. Let's find a good place to set him down. We'll just set him right here for now. Pulverizer has all these different inputs and outputs, but it needs power. Now, there's a couple of different things you can do for power in the early game, but I think we're going to rely on the open blocks generators. There is a survivalist generator, which if you take a look in NEI, this actually has helpful tips for it. Generates RF using regular furnace fuel. It has very low energy output, but is surprisingly efficient, and the fuel lasts 20 times the base rate. It's really cheap to craft too. It's just a piece of iron, some redstone, a furnace, and some cobblestone. Then there is the furnace generator, but this starts requiring a block of iron. The lava generator also requires a block of iron, and this one is not as efficient as other forms of lava power generation. It says right here in the utilities info. The ender generator, which requires eyes of ender and all of that, generates RF using ender pearls, eyes of ender, or ender lily seeds. Very efficient. We might actually want to go for that, considering the number of ender pearls we have. We'll think about that in a bit. Heated redstone generator. Culinary generator is interesting. Runs off survivalist generator, iron ingots. The culinary generator generates RF using food. The more fulfilling the food, the more RF is generated. The more saturating it is, the longer it runs. Potion generator. The more complex the potion, the more power is generated. TNT generator should be pretty obvious. The solar generator takes a block of diamond and some nether quartz. This one produces a ton of power, but it has 2 problems. The first is that it can only work during the day, like most solar generators. The second is that it can only ever be in input or output mode. It can't output power while it's producing it. It can either be generating or transmitting. It can't be doing both. So you have to kind of flip it back and forth. The pink generator, which sadly is probably the way we're going to want to go early game, is crafted using pink wool, a survivalist generator, a couple of redstone, and a furnace. This generates RF using the power of love. Pink dye, or anything that uses pink dye in its crafting recipe, can be used to generate power. So, if you get yourself some pink dye, any of the items that you make out of these recipes can be used to generate power using that stupid thing. Now, what I've found is most efficient is carpet. So let's find some bone meal. let's get ourselves a couple more pieces of iron, because we're going to need at least 1 or 2 more pieces of iron. We'll start that cooking up now. I'm going to come over here and get some of the roses that we had. So we got 13 roses earlier. 13 roses will become 26 dye, and 26 dye combined with 32 bone meal becomes 52 pink dye. Which, if we combine that with some of our ridiculous amount of string that we got from infesting the silkworm, or infesting the tree with silkworms, we actually don't have as much string as I thought we did, but it's still probably the most efficient way to go. That's going to get us 16 wool. And if we put the 16 wool around 2 things of pink dye, it's going to get us 16 pink wool. Furnace. And this is just a piece of iron, 2 redstone, and a furnace with some cobble. So, iron, furnace, redstone, cobblestone. This gets us the survivalist generator. This thing will run for about 26 minutes at 5 RF a tick off of 1 piece of coal. So this thing's pretty ridiculously powerful. The upgrade into the pink generator requires another furnace. It takes the survivalist generator that we just made, some redstone, and 5 of our pink wool. That gets us our silly little pink generator. And look at that, it's even got a little heart on it. Grim is nowhere to be found.
Right here.
Oh, there you are. So, pink wool, like this. 2 wool gives you 3 carpet. And if we toss the carpet in here, it's going to start generating 40 RF per tick for 20 seconds per piece of carpet, which is going to start filling up our pulverizer. Now, peeps, it's time for the trick. And believe me, if you are playing this mod pack and you didn't already know about this trick, we are about to become your own personal... I'm not going to complete that thought because it's kind of sacrilegious. We're going to take all of our ores here, and we'll grab all of this crap. That's pulverized platinum, so we'll need that. That is pulverized lead, so we will need that. Holy crap, there's so much ore in here, I can't even carry it all. But it's okay. We're going to turn it into this gravel. I need to throw something on the ground so I have room to get this ore out. And the vacuum hopper just sucked all that up, didn't it? Oh, and there's a bunch of crap in here too. Damn it. Oh well. So I'm going to dump all of the dust, the pulverized stuff for now, I think, to give me some inventory room. And we'll toss all the dusts in here too. We're going to grab all of this. Okay. And what do we got still in here? There we go. Ooh, lag spike. Okay, some more broken aluminum ore, broken nickel ore, silver, platinum, tin, more nickel, more tin, more iron. So all of these broken ores, when combined up in groups of 4, give you the appropriate ore gravel. And this stuff here can be smelted as is. But what do you do with gravel? Well, you don't just smelt gravel, you break it down, right? So we're going to put all the broken ores back in here to clear up some inventory room. We're going to take our trusty hammers over here, and we're going to put down all of this gravel that we've got. Actually, I don't think that's going to work very well, but...
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
It's scary how much energy this thing actually produces.
Get off of there. Oh, the pink generator? Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Okay, so yeah, if you break down that gravel ore, you get crushed tin ore. For every block of this ore gravel that you break down, you will get anywhere between 4 and 6 of this crushed ore, which means you're actually getting more ore, potentially, by crushing it down again. Let's go ahead and crush the rest of this. We're going to quickly fill up our inventory with all of this crap. I love my cats. And that's not sarcasm. If I didn't, I'd have already throttled them all. So, yeah, I'm going to actually, just break what I've got laid out here. And then move on to the next step, because nobody wants to sit here and just watch us break gravel all day. Okay, so we've got all of this gravel ore. And if you smelt all of this gravel ore, you'll get a bar. Or you can break it down into the crushed ore. The crushed ore, when combined in groups of 4, will give you sand of the appropriate type. So we'll go ahead and combine all of these up into the appropriate sands. Including our iron ore sand, our tin ore sand. There's some more iron ore sand. A little more. It's raining. We've gotten really lucky with rain. I've seen a couple of people put videos up where they've gotten to day 40, 50, 60 and not seen a drop of rain. That would suck. Okay, so now we're at the sand stage. And, well, you can take the sand and you can smelt this to get a bar. Or, you can come over here and you can put the sand down. Now notice I currently have 37. I had 37 when I started doing this. That's going to come into play here in a minute. Because that's the equivalent of 37 bars of iron. But if I take this and I break it down again, we're going to get the iron ore dusts. And when we take the iron ore dusts, or the pulverized iron, we're going to get this iron ore dust. Remember I said I had 37? Well, now we have 41. Now, dust, unfortunately, won't break down any further than dust. Or will it? Because you see, according to the ore dictionary, this dust is the equivalent of iron ore. Which means if we come over here and we put this iron dust in this pulverizer is going to recognize that iron ore dust as iron ore, and it's going to give us 2 pulverized iron. And potentially some ferrous metal. So if you want to get the best resources out of your stuff, peeps, process the gravel into broken ore, then combine the broken ore to get the ore gravel, break that down into the crushed, combine that into the sand, break that down into the pulverized, combine that into the dust, and then pulverize the crap out of it. And you'll get double your yield, or even more, because of the processing steps before. I think I worked out that if you get really, really, really lucky and get the maximum amount off every single piece of ore that you break, this can actually give you 4.5 times your amount of ore. But you'd have to be ridiculously lucky. Now, one caveat, the aluminum ore is not considered to be a valid... It's considered to be a valid ore, but there's no pulverizer recipe for it, so you can't pulverize your aluminum. Now, I'm pretty sure if you make a smeltery, it'll work in a smeltery. I'm pretty sure the smeltery will double it. So, something to bear in mind when we start building our smeltery. But, we're now producing holy crap tons of iron. And we haven't been at this very long. Well, what do you do when you have holy crap tons of materials?
Make more.
You make more stuff. So let's come over here and grab our pulverized iron. We'll throw that in this force furnace and start that cooking up into some good old iron for us. Let's get us some more redstone. Which, we should have some more redstone around here somewhere. Can't have used it all. Oh, there it is. Get us some glass. Some wood, some cobblestone. There's a piece of iron there. Get us some gold. I don't think we need the gold, but... let's do us another one of these pistons. Iron, redstone, piston, owl, cat, climbing my leg. Always fun. We're going to make another autonomous activator. So we need another chest. Cat, get off my keyboard. Cat, get off my keyboard. We need a pneumatic servo. There we go. And... oh, we need some tin. We got one tin ingot there. We got some tin sand here. I'm going to pulverize some of that down into the dust. Throw that in the pulverizer. Now, the main downside to all of this is that you have to keep track of the pulverized tin ore that Xnielo adds and the pulverized tin that thermal expansion likes to use. So you do have to kind of keep track of which one's which. We'll go ahead and start processing a little more tin. And autonomous activator get. Right now, oh, it's out of gravel. If we put a piece of gravel in this autonomous activator and we watch this, we're going to see it's going really slow. It takes about 12 seconds for this thing to process. What's too slow? We need more speed. So let's go ahead and put a piece of pulverized iron behind here so that I have something to put this on. And now, if we take a look at this, it's running about twice as fast. It's taking about 6 seconds to process. Well, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing, right? So let's grab some more tin.
Ooh, 2 diamonds.
Throw our tin in there. Let's get ourselves 2 more pneumatic servos. Let's get ourselves 2 more chests. Damn it. We'll get ourselves... Come on. 2 more pistons. And 4 pieces of tin. 2 more autonomous actuators. We'll take this vacuum hopper off. We'll break this chest. This is going to make a mess. Put the chest here. Put the vacuum hopper back on top of it. We'll tell it it can output to the bottom. And let's get ourselves a piece of tin or sand and put there. You're standing in the way.
Oh.
There we go. Autonomous actuator there. And last but not least, autonomous actuator. No, not. There we go. Autonomous actuator there. This thing is now going to process gravel in about 3 seconds flat. You could put a 5th one on top, but it doesn't get much faster. This thing is flying now, though. What's more, you don't just have to feed this thing gravel. You can feed this thing all of your dusts and sands and everything, too. Well, not that kind of dust.
No.
But you can sure feed it or gravel and or sand. Let it process all that for you. Wait, so platinum or sand. There we go. Or wait, no. This isn't going to work in here. Autonomous actuator, not... I think I just wasted a few resources. Not a big deal, though. Yeah, we can put dust in there. It'll process the dust.
Do you still have pink dye?
Yeah, there's a ton of pink dye. There's 50 pink dye in here. But, let's go ahead and take a couple more pieces of wood. Let me do these chests real quick. And then that, along with this, this, and this, and that, is going to give us our hopper. If we set the top of this to blue, and then we'll pick up our force furnace here, which we're going to waste a little fuel, but that's not that big a deal. Need to drop that so we can get the force furnace. But the force furnace, well, to do this properly, we'd really like to put the force furnace on the top, but don't think this is going to work. We'll try it. Let's try putting a piece of silver or dust in there, and we'll see if it puts this in the right slot of the force furnace. Actually, it retained its fuel value, so that's cool. Oh yeah, it put it in the right slot. Good. So now that's going to put that pulverized silver in here. That's going to give us silver bars. And let's get ourselves an iron chest, because the iron chest mod is installed. We have enough iron to do it. Actually, I have a chest in my inventory. There's our iron chest. If we put the iron chest next to this, and then we put our hopper on top, and we put another well... I'll have to get a little more pulverized iron in there first. Need just a couple more bars of iron to do this. There we go. And then, did it. There's a chest. I don't know why I needed the extra iron. But we can put our dusts up here. Oh, not the sand. We don't want the sand to go in. We just want the dust to go in. So lead or dust. Nickel or sand, silver or sand, nickel or dust we can put in. Pulverized iron we'll want to put directly into the force furnace, which we can now. There we go. And the rest of the stuff I'll crush down into the appropriate dust, and then we can put it through the pulverizer. The pulverizer will automatically put it into the force furnace, and the force furnace will automatically put it into this chest for us. So we've sort of, kind of, almost automated our ore production. We've made a hell of a lot of progress.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think we need to cut it for now, because that's 46 minutes worth of recording. So, what we're going to do in the off time, I'm probably going to make us some more obsidian, using the crucible over there. We're going to start doing some more farming, to get some earth essence so we can start getting some dirt, and start getting some more magic essence so we can create a couple more types of magical crops. Probably grow some more rubber trees. Oh, and my PC my monitor just shut off because my cat jumped up behind my monitor and pulled my monitor's power cable out, so I can't see a damn thing. I thought my computer crashed. My monitor went black all of a sudden. I'm like, what? No! Alright. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it quits while I'm ahead. This has been Night Dagger and Grim with Let's Play Skyfactory with Friends Episode 3. We'll do some more resource collection and processing off camera, and we'll come back when we're ready to start putting together some more cool shit. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. We'll catch you later, peeps.
Goodbye.